Okay, my greetings goes to everyone in the nation and in the globe at large. If you're listening to what I'm going to tell us right now, or you're watching this video, all hands are on deck and everybody is tense right now because of the current state of the world, the COVID-19 or the coronavirus. It's a pandemic that has brought distress in the lives of a lot of people, and different nations are trying their possible best to see how they can ease this pandemic or erase it totally in their respective nations. The medical sectors are working seriously. Some are even dying in the process of trying to save other lives that are victimized in this same pandemic state of the world. Religious leaders are also trying their possible best, bringing up ideas and prayers rendered to their God, just to see that yes, the world is peaceful. But there's something that is marveling everyone about this COVID-19. This COVID-19, some said it is a biochemical weapon intended to destroy the world, or intended to bring the world at submission to one leadership. Whatever is the issue, the world is not at ease right now. Lives are going, people are suffering, many are crying because of the state that the world has seen itself today. Only few countries have not experienced much of the damage of this pandemic, but a lot of countries have seen a lot of troubles, a lot of people dying right now. God has inspired me with His word for the nations in this earth. Sincerely, every nation has really tried, but there's something unique that we must also add to the formulas that we have put in place to help control the COVID-19. I'll be using the religious part of it, and I'll be checking the scriptures to help us understand this better. We'll not be dealing much with reading of the scriptures, but I want us to understand something, that if this formula that we already have are in place, there is something we need to add to this formula to help us ease the fear in the lives of our citizens, ease the pain. Because the more you put fears in the lives of your citizens, the more you endanger their lives. So there's something we need to do as leaders of our different nations to help ease the fear or remove the fear and put in our citizens the boldness or the courage to face the current state that we see ourselves in our different nations. In Numbers 13, something unique happened in that place in the leadership of Moses. When Moses was a leader, something unique happened. God promised the Israelites the Canaan land. And in Numbers 13, God commanded Moses to pick or select some men to go search for the land of Canaan. And these men obediently went out to search for the land of Canaan. And they came back with a result. In verse 25 of Numbers 13, they returned with a result, or with a report. They went out in numbers and they came back with different reports. And Moses, as a leader at that time, gathered all the elders and other people or citizens of the land, and they all sat to receive the report. In verse 28 and 32, we noticed that some of the people that went out to search for Canaan land brought an evil report. That evil report was not actually evil report, but it was termed evil report because it never gave the people of Israel courage to face their enemies. Because they actually told Moses and the elders what they witnessed with their eyes or what they saw. It is what they saw they told Moses. They never lied about what they saw. It was what they saw they told Moses. In verse 28 of Numbers 13, here is one of the reports. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwelled in the land, and the cities were walled and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there. Verse 29, the Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites dwell in the mountain, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. In verse 32, And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof, and all the people that we saw in it are men of a great stature. This is what they saw. Even if even if they wish to have heightened the story or the report, but they actually saw people of this state, great men, giants in the land, and they have observed their own state that they cannot withstand these people if they go into warring. That was an evil report. It therefore implies that there are some times in life, as a leader, that you don't pass information to your citizens or to the people you lead the way you saw it, just to encourage them. In this particular time that we see ourselves, we should be careful as leaders to relate information to the citizens that receive this news every day. There was somebody, or there are these two people among those that went to search for the land of Canaan, that came back even when they have seen these giants, these children of Anak. They never gave the people of Israel the same report the others gave to Moses and the elders. Caleb, and in verse 30, and Caleb stilled the people before Moses, and Caleb stilled. That word still could also mean, and Caleb encouraged the people of Israel. Caleb brought peace to the minds of the people of Israel. And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome them. The others said, the people they saw, there's no way they can be of their match. They cannot fight them. They cannot defeat them. But Caleb saw the same people, and yet he was telling the people of Israel, let's march up to them because we are more than capable to defeating those people. That was seen as a good report. But Caleb actually saw people that were great, big men, hefty men with great weapons. And ordinarily, he understood that he wouldn't have been able to defeat them. But he was calling out something out from himself, which ordinarily seems not to be. He was bringing out something out from himself, which ordinarily seems not to be. In Romans 4:17, Paul explained that better to us. And that is one of the power of creativity that God has put in the life of every of his image. We should learn how to call out what seems not to be real to becoming real. In Romans 4:17, as it is written, I have made thee a father of many nations, before him whom he believed, even God, who quickeneth the dead, and calleth those things which be not as though they were, and calleth those things which be not as though they were. Now, Caleb understood that there's no way, humanly wise, that they could defeat those people they saw in Canaan land. But he also understood the other part of life, the spiritual realm of life, that these same people they saw that were so great, if God is on their side, if God is with them, they will certainly conquer those people. So Caleb was speaking out of a declarative mindset. This is not a prophecy. He was not prophesying. Caleb was declaring. So I don't get it wrong with prophecy. I am not prophesying right now. I am helping you as a leader in your nation, as a people in your nation, to understand this, that receiving negative report sometimes will make you go bad, will make you not to become successful. But if you speak out success, if you speak out good reports, if you speak out that which encourages a man even at the worst phase of life, that man will become successful. That man will see himself making wave. There's something funny about this COVID-19. We've tried a lot of medical methods, scientific methods, researches are still on. People are working very well to see the end of this COVID-19. There's something we need to also add into it. I was just imagining In the previous year before the COVID-19 invention, because some said people actually invented this COVID-19 as a weapon to destroy people. If that is true, before the invention of COVID-19, people have had severe malaria cases, and there's no nation that has ever announced the number of people with malaria cases in their different nations. People have had also the cardiovascular problems or the breathing respiratory problem, and no nation has ever announced to the world that these are the number of people having such cases. People have had severe cough. No nation has ever announced that to the entire world. How come in this particular time that we see ourselves, all the nations, every country, every day kept on announcing 5 new cases, 6 new cases, 10 new cases, 20 new cases? Is there anything secret that they are not telling the entire world? That every day they kept on announcing. And the more they keep on announcing this, the more they are instilling fears in the lives of the citizens. So you can see what Caleb did. He went with the other people in Numbers 13 to search for the land of Canaan. They came back with reports. The others gave the actual truth of what they saw, but yet their report was still qualified as an evil report. And Caleb was able to speak out something from what he saw that could encourage the people, that could motivate the people to go into fighting. In the chapter 14 of that Numbers, you notice that the people of Israel or the congregation lifted up their voice and cried because of the bad report they received from the other people, which means they were discouraged. But yet in that same chapter 14, Caleb and Joshua never gave up in encouraging them. The report we receive at this time will tell if the COVID-19 or coronavirus will remain or not. Sincerely, with all the methods we've had so far, scientific method, medical method, whatever method we've so much applied, the only time COVID-19 will cease is when the leaders of these different nations stop announcing negative results to the entire world. If Nigeria will stop telling the world that we've had 5 cases new, if USA will stop telling the world we've had 6 cases new, if Italy will stop telling the world and deal with their respective cases, treats, even if some would die, if they should still keep that result classified and tell the world the success of what they are doing. 10 cases recovered, successfully healed, discharged back home. If truly COVID-19 is a biological weapon used aimed to destroying people, then those that have planned up such device or that have invented such device will stop receiving the news of the damage of COVID-19, but they will end up receiving good news about the healing process of people, and even they themselves will be confused. We should add this to our medical methods, scientific method. With all your treatment given to you, the people in your country or your nation, those that are victimized, treat them and keep the reports to yourself. You can tell the world the good report that at last 5 were healed, at last 10 were healed, and keep the issue of those that are being victimized or the new cases you have, keep it to yourself. Because if that is kept to yourself, then even the citizens will be encouraged. Once this is done, believe me, it won't take long. COVID-19 will just go that way, because all we now have is the good news about COVID-19.